take 347, roughly. Welcome to episode number 2 of the 2020 prep series. Thank you for all the good feedback on the first video. Went down a storm. A lot of people asking for like full training sessions, full days of eating, and I want to do all that stuff, but like with the first video, it's a bit of an icebreaker. You just want to chuck everything in there, see what people like, see what people don't like, even though people didn't really say they didn't like anything about that, so thanks for that. Today I thought I'd go with a full training session. Now, the only thing with training sessions on YouTube is it's not a niche like the JP website. So people go to the Train by JP website to watch these long training videos. On YouTube, it's a different ballgame. It can be quite boring. Training is training at the end of the day. So I'm going to try and keep it under 15 minutes, hopefully. Just to kind of touch on my programming. Obviously I'm restricted as to what I can do in the garage with my sessions. I can only do what that rig allows me to do. So when I first started with Cuba, I was training in Planet Fitness in Tredegar, and that's got like all Nautilus and Atlantis kit in there, so a range of kit to play with. Now, rather than telling him like what I can't do in the garage, I said, look, this is what I can do on pull, on push, on legs, and he was like, cool, do this, this. These rep ranges. The only drastic kind of change that I've made between sessions is the RDLs were moved from a pull day onto a leg day. I felt like I needed 2 big compound movements on my leg day, so squats and RDLs. So today, this is rotation 1 of my pull session. Now, I'm not changing exercises throughout the rotations, I'm just changing the order of the exercises. So today, we'll start with a row, whereas on the other rotation, it would be like the 3rd movement in, and then pull downs. So it'll be an underarm pull down, then a wide pull down. Whereas on the other session, those would be first. So we just kind of rotate it in that way. I've got chest supported row, underarm pull down, wide pull down, shrugs, preacher dumbbell curl, and then a dumbbell rear fly with a rest pause, kind of like banded rear fly. So that's the crack. I've had my pre, especially with all these takes I've done because I'm off my tits now. Indra is in the fridge, so let's go in the gym. Alrighty, first movement, chest supported row. Now one thing with these rigs is that you've always kind of got to move something out of the way to use another part of the kit. Like the pins for the pull down here are in the way of the plates that go on the pins for the row. So you've kind of just got to hook it where you can to keep it out of the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned there's an ab crunch on here as well, so these are the handles for it. So I started using that yesterday, aiming for like 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So yeah, chest supported row. Now on the last rotation, which would have been rotation number 2, I did 180 failing on 10, but obviously that was like the 3rd movement in. So today's the first movement, and the last session on rotation 1 was 180 failing on 11. Like I did with the squats, I'm aiming for 7 to 10 on that first set. So as I failed on 11 the last time I hit this, I'm aiming for an increase. The problem I've got is that there's no 1.25s or 2.5 plates in here. We've only got 10s, 15s and 20s. So you've kind of just got to mix and match to either have like a 10 kilo increment or it's a lopsided increment, so there's 5 extra one side, and ideally I don't want to do that. So we're going to try and go for 190, failing between 7 and 10 reps today. Okay, so last warm up, I have to go down 170, just going to do a feeler, 1 rep, and then add 10 aside, go for the 190. You should be able to see the grips from there, but when I first started using this rig, I was grabbing the grips a little bit too high, which meant when I look back on the video, all that was coming in too much. And I sent the cue and he said, grab it a little bit lower and keep your chest up on the pad as well. So that means your scapula's retracted at all times, and then when you're squeezing it back, you're going to feel your lower lats pop in. So get this feeler done. Do you like that angle there? Yeah? Good. Right, good. 190 for 8, failing on 9. And that's how I'll write it in my logbook as well. I won't just write 8 because did I do 7 and fail on 8? Or did I do 8 and fail on 9 like that was? So I'll always write which rep I finished as a complete rep, and then in brackets which one I'm failing on, because I am training to failure now, apart from on things where it's a bit dangerous to fail. So like the squats, if I get stuck down there, I'm fucked, especially as I'm training on my own. So I'll go until I know that next rep is going to go to shit. Okay, so underarm pull downs, single arm. It's not ideal on this rig, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. We've got to work with what we've got. When it comes to pull day, a good thing for me is that I've actually trained pull with my coach Cuba. I think it's important for you to try and get to see your coach in person if you have. If you've got an online coach and they live obviously in the States, then obviously it's going to be a little bit harder. But a good thing for me is obviously as I film for the JP website, me and the boys are in touch a lot. And me, Cuba, Jamie Giant and James Hollinshead, we all train pull down in Kings. And a few pointers that he gave me that day I've cemented in here. So when it comes to training pull, I'm always remembering those triggers. Like for me, when it comes to pull downs, I've got an injury from years ago now on my left side, so my left shoulder pops up. So it's important for me to kind of keep my shoulder dropped, otherwise it just pops up, and Cuba noticed that a lot. So I've got to keep that locked on and my lat activated just to ensure I'm getting the most out of the movement, because otherwise if it's just all the joint moving, then you're not going to get as much out of it. So one more set here, just a feeler, and then we work. The last rotation of this session, second movement, 70 failed on 8. So I'm just going to go for 70 again. It's pointless putting that weight up. Even though I got 11 on the last session, I've done the rows first. So we keep it at 70 and we wait until we get past that 10 mark before we up the weight. So I'm aiming for 9 at least now, because I got 8 last time. Well, was it failed on 8? Yeah, failed on 8. So I actually need to make 8 as a full rep, then fail on 9, or 9 as a full rep. I think I got 9 in the tank today, just because the camera's rolling off us. We train hard whether the camera's rolling or not. I don't think we can count our last rep. At least I know the strength is the same both sides, even though the imbalance is there. So 8 fail on 9. Oh, wide pull downs now. Friggin' warm. The jacket is coming off. I'm kitted out in JP, all that stuff they delivered to me the other day. I know I probably look a sweaty mess under here, but this is how you train, motherfucker. So wide pull downs. The bad thing about this is there's no kind of brace for your knees, so you can't really brace yourself under to get like a heavy pull down. There's like the back seat of this leg extension, and it doesn't really grab your legs as much as you would like. So we just, there's a lot of core brace in here. So 9 failing on the 10th with 135. The last back off was 110. Failing on 20, that's way too high. So I'm going to bump that up as well. Right, so the fourth movement is shrugs. 2 high rep sets between 15 to 20 reps roughly. I've maxed out the weight now on this one because it fits 220 kilos on there of the weights I've got, which leaves two 10 kilo plates left over. I've always been pretty strong with shrugs, I'll be honest, even in the gym. Like I'm shrugging the heaviest dumbbells there, which were 70 kilos. The barbell is over 200 kilos as well. I think it's from just DJing hunched over the decks. It just makes all this area quite strong. So a good tip for pull day is when you're doing these movements, think of dragging it rather than pulling it. I just find there's a better connection with your lats and everything that you're trying to connect with. What I also have to deal with on pull day though in the garage is I have to drag the fucking machine to get it back into position for the preacher curl. Right, so preacher dumbbell curl. What I'll do is a few kind of light sets with a 10 standing first just to get them warm, and then I'll go in on the working set with 17.5s. What I found is like a lot of the guys I film, they've all got decent arms, but none of them train their arms particularly heavy. It's all about precision, and obviously that's not from my experience because I've got shit arms, hence why I'm doing arms on arm day, leg day, pull day, push day. You know, I'm doing them as much as I can. So the preacher bench, 17.5s, I'll do a set with a 20-second rest, then a set, then a 20-second rest, and then another set, and I'll do that per arm, twice per arm. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Good. Whew. So you may have seen me unwrapping the wraps in between. Thing is, with wrist wraps, you see boys in the gyms wearing wrist wraps for their full sessions. They're obviously not using them right because they should be tight to support that wrist. If they're wearing them for the full sessions, then they're just wearing it as an accessory at the end of the day. Like I can't physically keep them on for a full session because it just fucking cuts the blood flow off to my hands. So they're there for a support, not as a fucking fashion accessory to pretend like you lift. Okay, so we're on to the final movement. Intra, gone. Normally try and finish that 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I finish my workout, so it's all in the system. We have got rear delt flies bent with dumbbells, 10 kilos. Aiming for around about 15 reps and then 20-second rest straight onto the bands then for like a rear delt fly, but it's more of a smaller movement, so it's probably like what, 4 or 5 inches, just pulsing it. Cuba hasn't given me these, I've just kind of thrown them in the mix just because I feel that isn't enough. I'd love to have like a rear pec fly, but I haven't, so this is what I've got, this is what we work with. It's the garage sessions after all. Brown. 18, 19. Whole day done. Hopefully you haven't fallen asleep. I know what training sessions can be like to watch. It's like pulling teeth sometimes, but we got it done. You asked for it at the end of the day, so let me know in the comment section below if you don't want to see any more training videos. It's post-workout time now. 160 grams of Cocoa Pops, the norm, the standard, low sugar, low fat cereal, and then grub up for the rest of the day. Obviously I'm going to get a full day of eating done, but this weekend I am up with Cuba recording content for his YouTube, the member site and also his clients. So I think before I do the full day beating, it might be good to get Kuba on camera on my channel, just to talk about the coaching side of things, me, where he sees it going. And I have also said to him I want to run through some posing just for my own personal development, because I've never had a posing coach, and when I'm sending him check-in pictures, I've winged it up until this point and he hasn't said anything, so I must be doing a decent job at it, but I'd rather get it a little bit more nailed down. So that'd be cool to get on camera. Not for me, because obviously I'm only 1 or 2 weeks into dieting and I'm still a little bit fluffy to go on camera posing, but I'll get it done because it's content and that's what we do. We do it for the tubes. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, comment anything you want to see in future videos. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.